The first question I have is, what were you thinking when you got no support to a department that you'd given so much of your life and commitment to? I mean, I was just trying to put myself in your shoes and just think about like you just, when you needed them the most, like there was no one there.
Well, it was a realization for me that I'm just a number to them. There was no personal, nothing. They don't care. They don't care. So I think that's kind of where I realized that the only person that's going to care as much as me is me. Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. And it was hard because they put on this big show in the police service, like, well, we're a brotherhood and we have your back. And, you know, the amount of like stuff I heard about me from other people, from other police officers, it was sad. Like, and it I don't know. I don't really want to talk about that because it's, people told me these things, but I believe that it happened because I was there when I was working and I heard it about other people.
Right.
So you kind of wonder, what's real, right?
Well, and for me to play off that too is, it's also, which we can get into a little bit later, but is why we prioritize culture in our company so much, because it's like he said, I felt like a number. I've had positions where I felt like a number, and it's like, no, I think you can build a business and it feel like maybe more of a family, but in the sense of like, I think everyone's like, oh, you're my family, but like, are you really their family? Like, it's not really like that, but like truly like understanding like all the individuals that work with us and like their needs, their wants, their goals, and, you know, helping build that while also building like a whole organization with it. Right. So like a lot of those things that we've learned have helped us develop our culture in the business too. Right. Mm-hmm. So
I think when we spoke, it's interesting how we all connected this past week. Mm-hmm. That was the thing about your story that blew me away. And these are the stories I want to share with people, because you could have easily gone the other direction, Jason, and it could have been a negative. Yeah. So I think it's that thought process that we all struggle. And I was very uncomfortable. Like I wasn't a good guy. I got to be honest. Like there were days where I'm like, fuck. Mm-hmm. What was I doing? Mm-hmm. And then you come to that realization. I have a question for you. When was that moment where you're like, okay, so it was February, what year that you came back?
2018.
Oh, 2018. Okay, so this is all recent, that Arsenault K9 Academy. Okay, so 2018, February, you come back like, holy shit. No one's being honest with me. No one's being truthful. No one executes on what they say. Yep. I've committed 15 years of my life to this. What goes through your mind? I'm curious, like, what was the trigger that you're like, fuck it, I'm going all in?
Yeah, it was basically the first, it was like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Do I look for another job? Like, all I know is policing. This is one thing that I've learned too. I identified myself as a police officer. Mm-hmm. That was who I was a police officer. I had no other skills, no other value to give to anybody. Right. So that's what I thought.
That's what I was saying. That's what you thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought. And, I had to figure out how to utilize whatever skill sets I learned from policing into anything else that I did. So I'm searching, maybe this dog training thing isn't going to work. I just spent, I don't know, I think it was like $15,000 on this course. So I'm like, what am I going to do? How am I going to train dogs for like $60 an hour? I'm going to have like a boarding kennel. I'm going to have to do a doggy daycare. I'm going to have to train. So I was like, no, this is it. This is what I meant to go do. This is what I'm doing. I have no back. This is it. I have kids to support and a family to support. I have to do it. There's no turning back. And I think if I would have had a plan B, this that we're doing right now wouldn't happen.
You burn your ships, huh?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It almost came from like a fight or flight.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's exactly what it was. It was like, what are you going to do? Just roll over and give up, or fight?
What advice would you give to someone that feels cornered, where they're left with no options?
You have more in you than you think you do.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. It's an absolutely like crazy story, but and it's funny because I see certain tendencies in him now based off of that. So like he sat for 5 years doing nothing, right? Just like your thoughts, right?
Fuck.
Waiting for someone to like this organization that says they, help you get going again to like get him going. So like now he's very much like if we have downtime, he's doing something.
Yeah.
Because based off that, because he's like, I don't want to waste any more of my time. Right. So like he is like an ultimate executor, which is why we got along. Cause that's both because why am I going to waste time sitting doing nothing? I've already done that. It's already drove me crazy. And sometimes it's tough. Like when we're on a cruise, at Turks and Caicos and it's like, hey, let's just chill for a bit. And he's like, no, we're not chilling. And I'm I get it. Okay, cool.
Are you happy when you do that?
Yeah.
Like when you're never off, are you happy?
Yeah.
Exactly.
The goal is happiness.
Yeah.
Right? Like, Jason, what a freaking like kudos to you, man.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
You did it. And that's where I connect so much to your story that you shall not I couldn't ever imagine. And here's one thing. So you don't know this, I'm fanatical about our military and first responders because I figure that is a level of sacrifice that how many people can really make. I wish I would have gone and served in the military. I wish it would have been the best thing for me out of high school. Yeah. Like it just would have been the best thing for me. But then I also see like the disappointment that many feel like when they're like, oh, it's a brotherhood. And yeah, it's the people that have each other's back that's a brotherhood. Yeah. But when it comes to like the departments and the politics, that there is no brotherhood. Yeah. It's everyone treated like an employee number. Yeah. And I think that's why I'm huge a fan of entrepreneurship because we get to go out there and say, fuck this, let's do culture, let's do family. And when we say family, it's not just a word that we throw around, but it's about like, who are you? What matters to you? Like, how can I make your day better?
If you enjoyed what you saw, like, share, comment, and forward to someone that this will bring value to. Thank you so much for all the support. We appreciate it.